Well, good day everyone, and welcome again to our vlog. So right now we are just doing a special task right now. Well, actually it's more like we're actually just assisting third mate here right now on his test regarding the fire hose. Basically it's a pressure test of fire hose. So yeah, right now he's calling us, all of us here, deck crew right now for a toolbox talk. Now toolbox talk is basically more like a small informal meeting where your safety is discussed, what could possible things happen, stuff like that. So yeah, he's calling all the deck department, and right now I'm just the only one nearby and posted, but the other crew will be coming along. We'll just have to wait for them, of course. So there, third mate now is doing a risk assessment on toolbox talk. So kudos for kudos for third mate for discussing this part. That was really an essential thing when it comes to work on deck. There's supposed to be always there's always a safety meeting, and this one is a toolbox talk. Okay, so he's discussing here the possible thing that might happen, or worst thing possible might happen if in testing the pressure test for the fire hose right now. Okay, right. Yeah, I do like the, I do like the it's charisma when it comes to interpersonal worker. He's really very charismatic and he jokes a lot about his other stuff. But anyway, despite having laughter and joking, he is straight to the point about our toolbox talk meeting about this one. Okay. Tapos may maglagay. Oh, passing na. So he's still cracking up jokes at the moment while he waits. So yeah. Tapos ako sa dulo, yung hose na natali doon. Okay. Gano'n yun. Kasi si Jimar, tawagan ko men, pressure dyan. Pag sabing 8 na, ibig sabihin cheese na yan. Tawag ko na itagan pa. Pagharap. Okay, bayog. Para. Pag sabing para kasi may problema, para agad. Ha? Pag yung open gradual. Okay, so yeah. Alright. Kind of discussing a lot of stuff here. Password, fire hose. Yeah. Okay. Wow, it's nice. Radio. Yeah, that's the good thing about third. He kind of motivates people even though it's just a test. So yeah, kudos for him. We don't see a third mate like that to be often that motivates people. Not exactly inspired, but motivate people on their work. So yeah. Itali pa. Oh, may radyo rito. Anong radyo yan, boss? Akin na, boss. Okay, so for now we're just gonna disperse and proceed now on our work when it comes to testing making the pressure test on the fire hose. Oh, by the way, the main plan here was we connect each and every hose that is available on deck on this ship, and then we kind of rig it throughout the whole deck area in a circular way, kind of like we start from the port ending up on the starboard, so it's almost the whole round, circling the whole deck area. So right now we're kind of moving up to our spots here that was designed on the toolbox talk or toolbox safety meeting, what we're going to do, and it was a pretty clever move by or work procedure that third think about, because it basically hits all it basically the objective of it is basically all the hoses have to be pressure test all at once instead of one by one. So that, I think that's a very nice that's a good good tactic by third mate here. So for now, he's discussing each and every one of us on which spot we would take on the position here. So there. So the others are getting ready. My coworkers are also getting ready on the what do you call this? On the fire hoses. So basically, my main job here is just basically tracing out. While the fire hoses are pressurized, my main role here is tracing out if there are any leakages or holes on those fire hoses. So right now, you're looking here. Bosun is basically rigging the outlet or the outlet hose of the pressure test. Basically, to simply put it, it's the term where the water will exit the fire hose. You have an inlet, which is basically where the water enters. There's also an outlet, and this is the one that's more like been told by third that the water will exit on the pressure hose. So for the moment, it's still being rigged by our bosun here. And third is just basically cracking up some instructions, final instructional words on what to do. And yeah. Oh, sorry. I was kind of sweeping down on my page, but I'll get to that back later. Okay, so I guess bosun is ready now. Nice. Okay. Okay, teammate comes around and kinda likes, he kinda gives a comment that it's not exactly advisable, or it's not, that exit direction was not appropriate. So he's kinda more like, what do you call this? More like giving suggestions, or more like, how do you put it? He's kind of more like questioning, I think, the method. So he wants it on the other side of the ship instead of the starboard side that we're looking out here now on the camera. He suggests that we should do it on the port side. So there we are, dragging the fire hose again. This time from the starboard side, we're going to rig it on the port side. Honestly, it's more convenient to go starboard side because the wind is blowing from port to starboard, and if we rig it on the port side, the salt water will just be spraying all over the aft deck or poop deck. But anyway, he's the teammate, nobody questions that, but it's just that I don't think, personally, I don't think that's a good idea. But of course, I'll keep my mouth shut, just not to get in trouble with that one. On board the ship, sometimes you have to keep your mouth quiet. That's more like an unhidden rule here on board the ship. Even though you know 100% that you're right, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be considered because you're not the one in authority. And unfortunately, the ones on authority here is our teammate. Although, like I said, it's a bad idea. So anyway, we're just warming up we're just warming up here and warming up and positioning our fire hose there, while bosun downstairs is basically rigging the fire hose alongside with Decadet. Of course, Decadet is assisting him as well on the on rigging the fire hose. Alright, you can see down there that bosun is already positioning itself. He got some rope there. Unfortunately, I forgot to tell him that there's a little bit of salt water spray coming along from his direction, because my previous work before I went on this fire hose pressure test was because we are, me and Puppy were trying to ventilate the nearby ballast tank. So we had the hydro fan was on. So third mate here is giving me some final instructions on what to do. So it's already on pressure test right now and the water is running. So what I'm going to do is just basically trace out and follow the whole fire hose here, and follow the fire hose here. And if I have a pencil pen, I will have to mark it if there's any leaks on the fire hose. So for the moment, I am going from starboard side and I will end up to the port side. It will be more like the whole fire hose goes around the deck, like I said earlier. So there, our work is now starting here. So I am walking from starboard side here, just tracing it out and see if there's any leakages on those fire hose. Okay, so far there's no leaks, so that's good. But of course our whole ship here is around 300 meters and I have to go around it, so I have to walk around 600 meters for all in all. Yeah, it's a PLCC ship, so expect that it's a very, very large ship. It's not exactly, it may seem small on deck, but you can see on the deck itself, our deck area here is very wide. And this is only the starboard side. I haven't seen yet on the port side. So for the moment, I am still tracing out here. Yeah. Okay, so I'm now on the looping area. So I'm now going on the port side now. And incidentally, I think I saw a leaking hose here. A leaking one, incidentally. So yeah, I think I should market it. So this is the area where the hose is leaking. You can see here that one of the fire hose has a leak. So I grabbed my pencil pen and marked it. So that's one. So I am now going back onto the port side where the water should exit. So yeah, it's a long walk again. So thankfully I got my pencil pen here. See, that's my pencil pen. So anyway, so far so good. Only one leaking hose was found out.
May isa naglilik.
So I kinda said to my boss that there's one hose that is leaking. There we go. Okay, so I just have to walk through, yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna trace this one out. Right. Okay, I just went through under the maritime area and now I'm near.
So far, we only got one. So right now my main job here is basically looking for any leaks on the fire hose. And so far I only got one. So I'm almost finished now on my, on checking the fire hoses.
Okay, that was me talking to myself. The action camera was still on.
Okay, so I guess we got another one leaking here. Oh, but it's already marked, so no problem with that.
Yeah, that was already marked. I said that, and you can take a look here. That's the outlet where the water exits from, from the fire hose. And it seems that third mate is the one in deck cadet.
Pinakadulo yung isa.
Yeah, I was kind of talking to them. So I was waiting if they're gonna shut down the fire pumps. Unfortunately, third mate's is a little bit wet now because of the hydro fan that we were working on earlier. So the sea spray that he has right now is kind of killing his coveralls. You can see it on the on his right side here. In the meantime, the cadet here is still on standby, and I myself is also on standby. Once they kind of stop the fire pump, that's the part where I have to disconnect the hose and assist third. And I think it's working now, or I don't know. I'm not sure if third is already called the bridge for that. Okay, yeah, I seem to Yeah, I think it's already cold, so we're just waiting here to, we're waiting for the fire pump to stop. Unfortunately, I'm also getting wet on the sea spray that, I had is from the hydro fan. Okay, so I guess it's now stopped. So third is just testing now the configurations for the. Alright, we'll just hear for the radio. Okay, nice. So it's already stopped. The fire pump is already stopped, and I am going up. But I was ordered to drain and disconnect.
Tanggalin ta.
Remove the fire hose connection.
Tatanggalin.
Okay, so I have to remove it myself. It seems that Kurt and Tech that didn't remove it, and I'll have to finish the job on that. But anyway, no problem with that. I have no issues with that.
Shit.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was getting wet from the sea spray from the hydro fan. I myself, installed to ventilate the ballast pump. The ballast tanks earlier. Okay, so I'm just trying to untie this one. Okay, there we go. Nice. I've already removed it.
Alright, I'll just...
Okay, so here's how we remove the hose from... I have to step on it. And step on it hard just to disconnect the non-fire hose nozzle and the fire hose. There we go. Nice. Okay, so here's the problem. Where do I put the fire nozzle? Well, I was planning to put it inside the fire hose box, but I decided just to leave it here. But then again, I kind of like left it on the ground on the deck. My bad, because later on, Chiefmate found out that I left it lying, so he doesn't want those fire hose nozzles to be lying around on the deck. So anyway, my bad on that. Okay, so here's how we drain the fire hose from salt water. So third, Bosun, and Melkor and even Cadet here are discussing on how we should drain it. Bosun suggests here that we should stick it in on the air hose or air hose connection just to aerate, and then after aerating the whole fire hose here, we will then put it in on the fresh water connection just to get rid of the salt water and all that corrosive stuff inside the salt water. In other words, for better maintenance of our fire hose. So there. Alright. Okay. Alright, so we have finished aerating aerating the fire hose. So
mahaba eh. Tapos mahina pa presyo ng fresh water natin eh. Dapat meron tayong attachment yung gano'n, tapos yung kabila.
sorry about that. I was
pero gagawa pa yun. Sa kabilang barko may ganun eh. Pwede siyang i-attach dito. Attachment.
Sorry about that. I was adjusting my tire.
Right.
So okay, well, we're back again.
Makapasok yun. Meron sa
Aerayan ko ta.
Tambay na lang.
Okay.
Okay. Third mate just tell me to stand by because we're planning to, since we've already drawn fresh water, we'll already put on fresh water to flush out the salt water inside those fire hoses. After that is the draining part where I have to put the fire hose on the air hose air connection just to drain it out. So the air will act as to push out the water or remaining water inside those fire hose.
Okay, I'm just saying. Ha? Ewan ko, sabi ni Third, antay lang ako, standby lang eh. Okay,
Okay.
so, antayin ko pa si Third. Ito na si Third.
Okay, so third mate comes here just to give the instructions.
Ay, hotel pala ng kulitan na yan.
Alright, so we have an attachment here, but unfortunately the attachment wasn't completed. It doesn't fit on the, unfortunately it doesn't fit well on the air connection. So, yeah. So probably Peter was the one that should be making for fabricating tools, but we don't have enough time for that, so we need to drain the fire hose immediately. So what I did was just basically I stick in the connection to the air hose and that's it, and let the air ran through the whole hose just to flush out the water. So third thing is radioing something here.
Naputol na yun, naputol na, separate na. Huwag kang galak. Ay, buhusan na.
Okay, so third says it's ready, so I'll have to flush it up with the air now. So this is one method that we thought about how to drain those fire hoses. We have to put it in the air hole, air connection.
Tubig to?
Oh wait, it's water. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna make a correction. Our first step was we have to flush the fire hose with water first before putting it on an air connection to dry it. So for now we're just flushing it out with fresh water just to get rid of all those salt water inside the fire hose. So yeah, that's a bit, yeah, I have to hold it manually because of the pressure. Yeah, I didn't know that fresh water was so pressurized that I have to hold it for quite a few minutes, I guess. But anyway, that's an effective way of, getting rid of the salt, excess salt water remaining. So the cadet here is basically helping me out.
Kaya natin parang may ganito.
Air
Ano mo na lang si Peter.
Well, actually, we've already finished flushing it with the air. So I was just...
ano niya, may
Oh, well, no, I'm sorry.
Sige, pwede na. Ere?
Okay, so I'll... Okay, so that's the part where we have to flush it with air. Okay, so I guess the draining part is over. We've already flushed it with air, and I did not show it on the action camera. It wasn't shown on the action camera.
Roll yun na.
Okay, so now is the hard part, which is putting all those, securing all those fire hoses and putting all of them on the firebox. So yeah, this is basically one of the most choresome things that I have to do. So I'm just teaching here the cadet on how to remove the hose quickly. So I just put it in position and then step on it. See, just kind of step on it to disconnect those fire hoses. There we go. Nice. Nice. Okay, so he does it like a pro, but he needs a little practice because he's a deck cadet, so that's okay, no problem with that. Okay, so I have to get to disconnect this and then drag it in on the accommodation area. So I'm just gonna step on it myself. Okay, there we go. Nice. Nice. So it's already disconnected, and I have to drag it now back on the the accommodation area so I can secure it. And then the rest will be up to third on which location it will be put up. If you notice, there's also a number here. The number on the number reflecting on the fire hose. If I recall correctly, it's more like a practice here in the maritime if you're working on the ship, that if fire hose has a number, that's corresponds to a firebox where it should be located. So if let's say it should be numbered 1, you found out at the side of the fire hose that it's numbered 1, then this fire hose is specifically on the firebox firebox. It should be stored on the firebox number 1. Now you have to check on the diagram for on that information on which location firebox number 1 would be located. So in my case here, I'm just gonna secure this one, and then third will be the one who will bring it back to which hose, which firebox this fire hose is assigned with. So this is the hard part. We have to kind of secure the fire hose here. Oh, by the way, there's a method on how we secure the fire hose. We kind of roll it in a circular fashion. I'm not sure if it's covered here or if the action camera covered it on fully. But there's a process or one technique on how we store fire hoses. If you notice, fire hoses are they're kind of packed in a circular fashion. So that's how we do it as well. I mean, in the land base, it's also stored in a circular fashion. You have to form it to a circular. You have to fold it in a circular way. Here in the maritime, you also have to fold those fire hoses in a circular fashion as well. So anyway, while I'm folding this, I would just like to ask a small favor for anybody viewing this. If you kind of like my video, it would be okay if it's not much to ask if you could kindly like and subscribe, and click on that notification button on the YouTube. It will really help me a lot on the YouTube algorithm. I know it's it's a small task for you, but really a big favor on my part. So, and thank you again for watching. So anyway, going back, this is how we fold up the fire hose. You can see here, I am folding it in a circular fashion. That's the way on how we fold, fire hoses. Now, also that same procedure applies also back on the land base. And after folding it big enough, you have to put it on the deck or on the floor, and then roll it around like this method that you're looking at. See? So nice. That's how we secure the fire hose. Okay, so it's a bit loose. I have to tighten it by pulling out the end here. There we go. Nice, nice. Okay. So there, I guess that's all I have to show on the fire hose, pressure test on fire hose, and how we secure it. So again, this is operator 214. Have a great day, everyone, and see you again on our next session of our vlog. So bye bye for now.
Okay.
Bye bye. Thank you for watching, everyone.